Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a moment in life when you realize you are not tired because of lack of sleep. You are not stuck because of lack of opportunity. You are drained because you've been running the same old patterns that keep stealing your power. Imagine what would happen if, in this very moment, you decided to unlock the energy that's been trapped inside you for years. Imagine breaking the chains of hesitation, fear, and doubt, and stepping into a version of yourself that you've only dreamed of. That version is waiting for you right now, and the only thing standing in the way is the story you've been telling yourself. And here's a 1,000-word motivational speech written in the high-energy, immersive style you requested, without headings or ending statements, and there's a fire inside you right now that's been waiting to be unleashed. A power that you may have buried under years of conditioning, habits, doubts, and old patterns that don't serve you anymore. And the truth is, the quality of your life comes down to the energy you bring to every moment. Think about it. When your energy is low, when your body is sluggish, when your mind is foggy, how do you show up? Do you attack your goals? Do you connect deeply with the people around you? Do you feel alive? No. You survive. You settle. You let the day control you instead of you controlling the day. But when your energy is high, when you're in peak state, everything changes. You feel unstoppable. You feel like life bends in your favor. You radiate confidence, strength, and certainty. That's the difference. That's the shift that changes everything. But here's the challenge. Most people are running old patterns. They wake up the same way, think the same thoughts, tell themselves the same stories, and wonder why their life doesn't change. You are not your past. You are not your excuses. You are not your patterns. You are the creator of new ones. And the first step to breaking free is awareness. You can't change what you won't acknowledge. So ask yourself right now, what patterns have been holding me back? Is it procrastination? Is it fear? Is it doubt? Is it the story that says, I'm not ready, I'm not good enough, I don't deserve it? Whatever it is, I want you to realize that those patterns are not facts. They're just habits, mental and emotional habits that you've practiced for so long, they feel like truth. But they're not truth. They're just familiar. And familiarity isn't freedom. And so how do you break them? You break them with energy. You break them by changing your state in the moment, because your state is the foundation of everything you do. If you try to change your life with the same tired, low-level energy, you'll keep repeating the same cycle. But the moment you raise your energy, you create leverage over your mind. You disrupt the old wiring. You shake up the system. You open the door to something new. That's why I'm telling you, unlock your energy now. Not tomorrow, not someday, right now. Because right now is the only time you ever truly have. And stand up taller, breathe deeper, move your body with intensity, clap your hands, shout if you have to, break the pattern, interrupt the old rhythm. You cannot be depressed when you're dancing with power. You cannot be fearful when you're moving like a warrior. Your body is the gateway to your mind. Change your physiology and you'll change your psychology instantly. That's the key. Because once you step into that energy, once you taste that power, you'll realize something. You've been carrying around the solution the whole time. It was never outside of you. It was never in the circumstances. It was always in your ability to shift your state and break the cycle. But here's what most people miss. Energy is just physical. No, energy is emotional. Energy is spiritual. Energy is the force that fuels the meaning you give to your life. And meaning equals destiny. If you wake up and your energy is focused on fear, your meaning will be limitation. If you wake up and your energy is focused on gratitude, your meaning will be abundance. If you wake up and your energy is focused on growth, your meaning will be transformation. It all starts with where you put your energy. That's the difference between a life of mediocrity and a life of mastery. And so ask yourself, where is my energy flowing right now? Is it going into replaying the same old stories, or is it going into creating a new future? Because energy flows where attention goes. If you're focusing on what you can't control, you drain yourself. If you focus on what you can control, your state, your thoughts, your actions, you unlock power. Every moment is a choice. And when you choose consciously, when you decide to break the old pattern, you reclaim your life. And think of a time in your life when you were unstoppable, when you faced a challenge and broke through it. That wasn't luck. That wasn't random. That was you stepping into your power. That was you unlocking your energy. And if you could do it then, you can do it now. You have proof that you're capable. The question is, will you summon it? Will you decide that today is the day you stop letting the old patterns run the show? Or will you wait? Because waiting only strengthens the chains. And the longer you wait, the harder it feels to break free. But the second you decide, truly decide, the pattern is shattered. Because decision is power. Decision cuts off the old path and creates a new one. One decision backed with energy can transform your life forever. and you want a new body, change the pattern of how you move and eat. You want deeper relationships, change the pattern of how you show up and connect. You want more success, change the pattern of how you think and act when challenges arise. Every breakthrough begins with a pattern break. Every transformation begins with a surge of energy that says, enough is enough. This stops now. A new me starts here. That's the moment of truth. That's the moment that separates those who keep repeating the past from those who create the future. And I want you to feel something right now. Feel the power in your chest. Feel the strength in your breath. Feel the certainty that's been hiding underneath the doubts and fears. It's still there. It never left you. It's been waiting for you to claim it. You don't need permission. You don't need approval. You don't need the perfect conditions. You just need to unleash what's already inside you. And once you do, the old patterns won't stand a chance. They'll crumble under the weight of your new identity. Because when you step into your true energy, you're not the same person anymore. You don't play small anymore. You don't settle anymore. You rise, you lead, you live fully. And this is your moment. The moment to stop recycling the past and start creating the future. The moment to take control of your energy and break free from the chains that have held you back. The moment to step into the power, the joy, the fire that you were born to live with. Unlock it now. Break the patterns now. Your life, your destiny, your freedom, they're all waiting on the other side of that decision. And perfect. I'll continue seamlessly from where the first speech ended, keeping the same high-energy motivational tone, and expand it by 1,000 more words. And when you finally decide to claim your power, something extraordinary happens. The world around you doesn't change immediately, but your perception of it does, and perception is everything. Because life isn't about what happens to you. It's about the meaning you attach to it and the energy you bring to it. Two people can face the same challenge. One collapses, the other conquers. The difference isn't the challenge, it's the energy and the pattern they choose to live from. And if you've been living in patterns that disempower you, then your life has been limited by design. But the second you recognize that design, the second you choose to break it, you become the architect of something new. And think about your rituals. Think about the little things you do every single day without even realizing it. You wake up, maybe you check your phone, maybe you scroll, maybe you tell yourself, I'll start tomorrow. Those small rituals create your entire life. And if your rituals are weak, your results will be weak. But if your rituals are strong, your results will be extraordinary. So let me ask you, what rituals have you been tolerating that keep you small? And what rituals could you create right now that would raise your energy, elevate your mindset, and transform your destiny? Because the quality of your rituals is the quality of your life. If you want energy, if you want growth, if you want freedom, you have to install rituals that create it every single day. And maybe that means starting your morning with movement, breathing, gratitude, and intensity instead of scrolling and worrying. Maybe it means cutting out the foods and habits that drain your energy and replacing them with things that fuel you. Maybe it means speaking to yourself with power instead of weakness. Maybe it means surrounding yourself with people who challenge you instead of people who settle. Whatever it is, you already know the answer. Your body knows, your heart knows. You just have to listen. You just have to stop numbing yourself with the old patterns long enough to hear the truth. You are capable of so much more than you've been living. And the moment you unlock your energy, those old excuses won't even make sense anymore. And energy is contagious. When you raise yours, people around you feel it. They respond to it. They mirror it. Imagine walking into a room radiating certainty and passion. Do you think people ignore you? Do you think opportunities pass you by? No. They're drawn to you because energy is influence. And the more you cultivate it, the more you expand your impact. That's why this matters. This isn't about hype. This isn't about temporary motivation. This is about rewiring your life at the deepest level so you can live as the most powerful version of yourself every single day. And here's the truth. You can't break patterns by thinking about them. You can't just sit there and hope things change. Change happens when you act in the moment with intensity, with urgency. You've got to create a shock to the system. Because the mind loves familiarity, it loves comfort, it loves to repeat. And that repetition is what keeps you stuck. So you've got to shake it up. You've got to do something that disrupts the old rhythm completely. Scream if you have to, jump if you have to, dance, run, breathe with intensity, anything that jolts you out of the old state and into a new one. The body is the lever to the mind. The second you move differently, you think differently. And when you think differently, you feel differently. And when you feel differently, you act differently. And when you act differently, you create a different destiny. But it can't be once in a while. It can't be when you feel like it. You've got to make it your standard. Standards are what shape your life. You don't get your goals, you get your standards. If your standard is, I settle for less, then you'll live less. If your standard is, I always find a way, no matter what, then nothing will stop you. And standards are set by the energy you live in. When you're low, you lower your standards. When you're high, you raise them. So the question is, what's the standard you're going to commit to right now? What's the level of energy you're going to demand of yourself every single day? Because until you raise that standard, you'll always fall back into the old patterns. But the second you raise it, the old you can't survive. And there are two forces shaping your life, the pull of your old identity and the vision of your new one. The old identity whispers, stay safe, stay small, don't take risks, don't get hurt. The new identity shouts, rise up, claim your power, step into who you were meant to be. Every day you're at war between these two forces, and the one that wins is the one you feed. If you keep feeding the old patterns with your focus, your words, your habits, they'll stay alive. But if you starve them, if you cut them off and feed the new vision with energy, with action, with certainty, the new identity grows stronger and stronger until the old one fades away. And one day you'll look back and wonder how you ever lived in that small version of yourself. That's the gift of transformation. You don't just change what you do, you change who you are. And let me tell you something, life will test you. The moment you decide to break old patterns, life will push back. People will doubt you. Circumstances will challenge you. Your own mind will try to pull you back. That's not a sign you're failing. It's a sign you're breaking through. Resistance always shows up when you're growing. Don't fear it. Use it. Turn that resistance into fuel. Smile when it gets tough, because that's when you're building muscle. That's when you're proving to yourself that nothing can stop you anymore. The energy you unlock in those moments will carry you through every challenge ahead. And this is about mastery, not motivation. Motivation gets you started. Mastery keeps you going. Mastery is about training your nervous system, conditioning your mind, rewiring your patterns until the new you is automatic. That's when transformation sticks. That's when it's no longer effort, it's who you are. And the fastest way to create mastery is immersion. Don't dip your toe in. Jump all the way in. Flood your mind with empowering thoughts. Flood your body with empowering actions. Flood your life with empowering rituals. Do it again and again until the old patterns can't even find a way back in. That's how you create lasting change. And here's the beautiful thing. When you unlock your energy, when you break those patterns, you don't just change your own life. You change everyone around you. You become an example of what's possible. You become the spark that ignites others. Because deep down, everyone is craving that energy. Everyone wants to feel alive. And when they see it in you, when they feel it from you, it gives them permission to step into their own power. That's leadership. That's influence. That's how you make your life matter on the highest level. And so right now, I want you to remember, you are not a prisoner of your past. You are not a victim of your patterns. You are the master of your energy. You are the creator of your destiny. The old story doesn't define you. The old pain doesn't limit you. The old patterns don't own you. The only thing that defines you is the decision you make in this moment, the energy you choose to live in, the action you take right now. Because when you change this moment, you change your life. And when you change your life, you change the lives of everyone you touch. And got it. I'll continue exactly from where the second part ended, in the same motivational style, flowing seamlessly, and expand with another 1,000 words. And because when you change this moment, you change your life. And when you change your life, you change the lives of everyone you touch. But don't just think about that in theory. Feel it. Imagine how many people are waiting for you to rise. Imagine how many lives could shift because you decided to break free, to live fully, to lead with power. Maybe it's your family. Maybe it's your friends. Maybe it's people you haven't even met yet who need your example. You don't even realize how far your influence can reach. One choice, one act of courage, one breakthrough can ripple out in ways you may never see. That's the power of energy. It's not contained. It's not limited. It spreads. And the energy you unlock today has the potential to transform generations. And so the question becomes, what are you modeling right now? Are you modeling hesitation? Are you modeling fear? Are you modeling a life trapped by old patterns? Or are you modeling strength, resilience, and freedom? Because people don't follow what you say, they follow what you live. Children don't remember lectures, they remember the example you set. Teams don't respond to words, they respond to energy. And the world doesn't care about what you intend, it cares about what you embody. So what will you embody starting right now? Will you carry the weight of the old story? Or will you rise up and show what's possible when someone decides to unleash their true power? And every single day, you're either reinforcing the old identity or creating the new one. There is no neutral. Every thought you repeat, every action you take, every emotion you dwell in, it's all sculpting you. So if you don't consciously choose, if you don't consciously direct that energy, you'll fall back into the familiar. And the familiar is comfortable, but it's not freedom. It's not growth. Comfort zones aren't where you unlock your power. Comfort zones are where you slowly trade your dreams for excuses. And deep down, you know it. You can feel it. That's why when you're stuck, when you're stagnant, you feel restless, you feel drained, you feel unfulfilled. It's not because you're broken. It's because you're built for more. You're built to expand. You're built to grow. You're built to live with energy that lifts not only yourself, but everyone around you. And here's the paradox. The very patterns that most people think, I'll take action when I feel motivated. I'll break the pattern when I feel ready. That's backwards. Motivation comes after action, not before it. Readiness comes after you leap, not before you leap. Energy comes from movement, from decisions, from doing the thing that scares you instead of running from it. If you wait for the perfect time, you'll be waiting for the rest of your life. But if you move now, if you act with courage now, that energy builds inside you like a storm, and that storm becomes unstoppable. And let's get real. What's the alternative? To keep living the same year on repeat? To let fear dictate your future? To wake up 10 years from now realizing you never broke free? That's the cost of staying in your patterns. That's the cost of letting your energy remain locked. And if you've ever had that thought, is this all there is? That you already know the pain of staying stuck. But here's the gift. That pain is your signal. That discomfort is your body and soul screaming at you to wake up, to rise up, to stop tolerating less than you're capable of. Don't numb it. Don't ignore it. Use it. Let that pain fuel your breakthrough. Let it be the catalyst for unleashing the energy that's been inside you all along. And then when you do, you'll notice something incredible. The same circumstances that once felt overwhelming suddenly feel manageable. The same challenges that once crushed you suddenly look small. The same fears that once paralyzed you suddenly lose their power. Why? Because the size of your problems will always match the size of your energy. When your energy is low, everything feels impossible. When your energy is high, nothing can stop you. The world doesn't get easier. You get stronger, and the stronger you get, the more unstoppable your life becomes. And this is why you've got to train yourself daily. You can't just unlock your inner. RGI once, you've got to keep unlocking it every day. It's like a muscle. The more you use it, the more powerful it becomes. And the less you use it, the weaker it gets. So make it a ritual to break your patterns every single day. Do something that scares you. Do something that disrupts your routine. Do something that forces you to grow. Because growth is energy and growth is life. The moment you stop growing, you start dying inside. But when you live in growth, when you live in constant expansion, you radiate life everywhere you go. And remember, you don't have to do it all at once. You just have to start. One change, one decision, one moment of courage. That's all it takes to spark the fire. And once that fire is lit, it will spread. It will fuel the next decision and the next and the next. Until suddenly the person you used to be is unrecognizable. The fears that once held you down are powerless. The patterns that once chained you are shattered. And the energy that was locked inside you is fully unleashed, fueling a life of passion, purpose, and unstoppable momentum. And absolutely, I'll pick up exactly where the third part ended and continue seamlessly with another 1,000 words in the same powerful, immersive style. And until suddenly the person you used to be is unrecognizable. The fears that once held you down are powerless. The patterns that once chained you are shattered. And the energy that was locked inside you is fully unleashed, fueling a life of passion, purpose, and unstoppable momentum. But here's the key you can never forget. Momentum must be protected. Once you create it, once you feel it, you can't let it slip away. Because life will try to distract you. People will try to pull you back into the old ways. Your mind will whisper, just take it easy, just slow down, just coast. But coasting is the fastest way to lose power. Coastin'. G is the quiet killer of dreams. The only way to protect your momentum is to keep feeding it, to keep creating energy, to keep pushing yourself into the next level. Energy is like fire. If you don't keep adding fuel, it burns out. But if you feed it every day, it grows into an inferno that nothing can put out. And then where do you find the fuel? You find it in purpose. Purpose is the ultimate energy source. When you know why you're doing something, when you have a vision that excites you, a mission that drives you, you'll find energy you didn't even know existed. You'll push through the pain. You'll overcome the setbacks. You'll keep moving when everyone else stops because purpose pulls you. It pulls you forward when willpower fades. It pulls you beyond comfort and into greatness. Without purpose, energy fades. With purpose, energy becomes infinite. And so what's your purpose? What's the vision that would make you jump out of bed in the morning with fire in your chest? What's the mission that would make every challenge worth it? You don't need the perfect answer right now, but you do need to start asking the question. Because when you connect your energy to something greater than yourself, you break patterns not just for you, but for everyone you serve. You create a legacy. And that's what this is really about. Not just breaking patterns in your own life, but breaking the generational patterns that have held your family, your community, even humanity back for decades. You have the power to be the one who ends the cycle. And think about that. Maybe the people before you lived in fear, lived in limitation, lived in patterns of scarcity, anger, or doubt. And maybe you've carried some of that with you, but you don't have to pass it on. You can be the one who says it stops here. You can be the one who creates a new standard, a new pattern, a new identity that changes everything for those who come after you. That's the power of unlocking your energy. It's not just about your life. It's about creating a new blueprint for generations. And don't underestimate the small moments. Too many people think transformation has to be dramatic, that it has to come from some huge breakthrough. But real change often happens in the little decisions, the small shifts, the daily choices, the choice to wake up with intention instead of hitting snooze, the choice to fuel your body instead of numbing it, the choice to speak power into yourself instead of weakness, the choice to get up and move when you feel stuck, the choice to focus on gratitude when your mind wants to spiral into fear. Those small choices stack up, they compound, and over time they build a completely new life. And when you look back, you'll realize it wasn't one big moment that changed everything. It was the accumulation of all those small acts of energy, courage, and consistency. That's how you break old patterns, one decision at a time, repeat it until the old wiring is gone and the new identity is automatic. That's how you create transformation that lasts, not just motivation that fades. And now let's talk about identity, because that's the deepest pattern of all. Everything you do, everything you feel, everything you achieve is shaped by who you believe you are. If you see yourself as someone who's always tired, you'll act in ways that drain your energy. If you see yourself as someone who's always struggling, you'll keep creating struggle. But if you see yourself as someone who is unstoppable, someone who is resilient, someone who is powerful, then your actions will line up with that. Your brain is wired to prove your identity true. So the question is, who do you want to be? What identity do you want to lock in so deeply that it drives every thought, every emotion, every behavior? Because when you shift identity, the old patterns fall away naturally. You don't even have to fight them. They simply no longer fit. And then don't wait until you feel like that person. Step into it now. Speak it, live it, embody it. If you want to be someone who radiates energy, act like it before you feel like it. If you want to be someone who breaks through patterns, start breaking them before you believe you can. Because belief follows action. The moment you step into the new identity with energy, your brain begins to adapt. And the more you practice it, the more natural it becomes, until one day you wake up and realize, I don't have to try to be this person anymore. I am this person. That's the real transformation. And then let's be honest, you're going to fall back sometimes. You're going to slip into the old patterns because they're comfortable, and the mind loves comfort. But the difference now is that you're aware, and awareness is everything. The second you notice yourself slipping, you can break it. You can shift your energy in an instant. You can stand taller, breathe deeper, move faster, speak stronger, and pull yourself out of the old state before it takes over. That's mastery, not perfection, but the ability to course correct quickly, the ability to reclaim your power in the moment and keep moving forward. And the more you do that, the stronger your momentum grows. It's like building muscle. At first, it feels awkward, it feels hard, it feels uncomfortable. But every rep makes you stronger. Every rep makes the new pattern more automatic. Every rep builds confidence, until one day, the very thing that used to feel impossible feels effortless. The weight that once crushed you now feels light. The pattern that once controlled you now feels irrelevant. That's the gift of repetition. That's the gift of training your energy every single day. And let's not forget, this journey isn't supposed to be easy. If it were easy, everyone would do it. Growth requires resistance. Transformation requires challenge. If you're struggling, if you're being tested, that's not a sign to quit. It's a sign you're on the right path. Pressure is what creates diamonds. Resistance is what builds strength. The very obstacles you think are holding you back are actually shaping you into the person you need to become. So instead of resisting them, embrace them. Instead of fearing them, use them. Because every challenge you conquer gives you more energy, more confidence, more certainty. And certainty is magnetic. When you live with certainty, people trust you. Opportunities open to you. Life bends in your favor. But certainty doesn't come from the outside. It comes from within. It comes from deciding that no matter what happens, you'll find a way. It comes from knowing that your energy, your focus, your resilience are stronger than any circumstance. And the more you live in that certainty, the more unstoppable you become. And so let me remind you, your past doesn't define you. Your old patterns don't own you. Your doubts don't limit you. What defines you is the energy you choose right now, the patterns you decide to break right now, the identity you step into right now, because this moment is the doorway And the only thing standing between you and the life you were meant to live is the decision to unlock your energy and never give it back to the old story again.